Hey y'all, so I guess you probably think Mama Liz disappeared. Well, I've just been busy doing lots of other things. However, I wanted to come on here today and show y'all a recipe that I have learned on Pinterest. And I would like to give credit to $5dinners.com. They are who posted this recipe on Pinterest, and I'm very thankful for it. So I'm just going to do a little quick tutorial of the recipe and how it's put together in order to make a quick, cheap dinner for your family, and it's a kid-friendly dinner as well, because what kid doesn't like meat and potatoes? So I'm currently browning my hamburger meat. It's a pound of hamburger meat, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of minced onion while I'm browning the meat, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and we'll get this browned and we'll drain the meat, and then we will add the other ingredients. If you don't have one of these, it's called a stir and chop, and I love it for browning hamburger meat or turkey meat or any meat that you have to make sure it's kind of chopped up and not all clumped together. They work wonders. You can take some of those frustrations out with it as well. It smells so good, y'all. Okay, there's really nothing for me to drain. That is some pretty lean meat that I used. It's probably like 93 to 7, which I like to use because you don't have to drain the meat, all that fat off the meat like you do with like 80-20. The recipe wants you to add a teaspoon of paprika to the skillet. So just paprika. Okay, and then it wants us to add the shredded hash browns. They want 30 ounces of shredded hash browns. You can put them in frozen. It does not hurt for them to be frozen. This is actually a 26-ounce bag, so it's pretty close. That's what I'm going to use. And they want a cup of milk. And I'm using Fairlife milk today. A cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. And y'all know Mama Liz shreds her own cheese because it's fresher that way. And they want a can of cream of mushroom soup. A little salt and pepper to your liking. And then you're just going to stir that all together. Okay, I've got it all stirred together, so now I'm going to pour it into a 9x13 glass dish. This pan is super big and heavy, so I don't know about y'all, but I like to see people put recipes together because it helps me understand, you know, the whole process. For instance, I use this huge large pot, so I'm only dirtying up 1 pot to brown the meat, then add all the ingredients, then pour it into my glass dish. And then I only have 1 big pan to wash afterwards, after I get this in the oven. Okay, so I'm just smoothing this out, kind of making it even. And then I'm going to top it with, it calls for 2 cups of cheese. We put 1 cup of cheese in the mixture. But I usually just make sure the top of my casserole is covered. So if that equals to 1 cup, it equals to 1 cup. If it equals to a little more than 1 cup, then it does. And I tend to like a lot of cheese, and my family does too. So this might end up with a little more cheese than just 2 cups of cheese. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like before it goes into the oven. My oven is preheated to 350. We're going to bake it for about 40 minutes. So I'm gonna put it in the oven now and set my timer. So here we go. All right, so it's in the oven and it'll be cooking for about 40 minutes. And then it will be ready, and I'll show you the finished product. So I'm back and our casserole is done. Look how beautiful with the melted cheese on top. Let's see if it tastes as beautiful as it looks. It just came out of the oven. I don't want to burn my mouth.